So there's this old saying that states the way you do something is the way you do everything. And I think about this a lot when it comes to my training and just the way that I'm handling myself oftentimes in just like life and in work. And really when it boils down to it, I want to be proud of the efforts that I'm putting forward. It's really what I think about a lot when it comes to my actual training and when I'm trying to perform on race day. Like, I just want to have a sense of pride of the effort that I put forward. And I have to take that into consideration through other pieces of life when it comes to working and building this small business here and the content that I'm trying to put out is that I want to make sure that I'm proud of this. And in this video, it's a good example of trying to balance different elements of putting my best foot forward in training and racing, but also as a person in the sport is going to try to help push things forward and help them grow. So you get a little glimpse on both sides of the business aspect and of the fitness aspect today. So I hope you enjoy.
All right, so we are ready to go for another Saturday morning. Have a seminar over at Arsenal today. We're going to be talking about programming for Hyrox. So just kind of what the best how to program the best workout, what that really means, and how to kind of set up your structure. We're going to throw down a workout too. It's going to be fun. And then I got a quality session at some point today. I since I'm over there, I'd like to get it done. But seminar's going to be 2 hours. And this is like not low energy stuff. So got my daily again and some creatine, putting that in. It's a collagen and creatine subs that I take basically every day. So yeah, I'm not sure what I want to do for this quality session yet, if I want to go back later, and I think that's all right. In Vegas, we're racing at 7 p.m. I thought it was 9, so 7 is like nice. So I am debating on hitting this workout right after, because I'll be tired, and that's fine. This workout should be hard, not like crazy, but definitely hard. And then, or just going back later. I don't have really a reason not to, and it would just be like helpful, I guess, to come back and eat and kind of just like get my bearings, just like cool out for a minute, and then to be able to go back later and just do a workout under less than ideal conditions again. Just going to be a little more tired, have a little more food in my belly. That is something that we have to kind of consider with these late races. Is like, if we can't train at that time, we can. Like, I don't necessarily know if I want to go out of my way. Training like late is just like bad for my sleep, you know? So I'm not going to do that. But later in the day is worth noting. I just got a shipment in from Resolute Coffee, and they dropped some bombs. These are like crazy. This is the first time. This is a Monte Blanco Mara Geisha. This is a geisha variety. That's not something that he's ever had. So this is going to be really cool. Sounds like it's going to be kind of delicate and acidic up front, which I'm excited about. And this is like a strawberry co-ferment. It's a natural process. I'm going to guess this is going to be like pretty funky, really fruity. When you get that like anaerobic, when it's co-ferment, I'm guessing it's going to be kind of, it says it's a natural process. I don't really know what this means, but I'm guessing it's going to be pretty fruity, and I've never seen them have this before. And this is one of my favorite, the La Tijuana. This is a wash. I usually like more something that is a little bit more funky and fruity, but this is clean. It's acidic up front. I really, really like it. So, Resolute Coffee, if you haven't checked that out, you should. If you're into coffee, dudes into Hyrox, part of our community, and it's making a really quality product, right? It's like, goes to show. Someone who's like into improving themselves is also into improving their product. So, I'm down for that. All right, so off to Arsenal to hit this seminar. It's the second one we're going to be doing here, and this is something that we've done. Similar type of talks I've done at our camp, like retreats that we've done in the summertime out here in Colorado as well. I don't love public speaking. It's just I've never been incredibly comfortable. There was a bit of time where I had a role where I was doing public speaking quite a bit. But I just get nervous, man. I don't know. It's just part of the process, like getting nervous for a race. I'm not like dreading speaking, or I used to for sure. But I just get nervous. So I'm not feeling incredibly nervous now. Laid out a decent outline. I think one thing that I do, that I've done in the past, is that I will like try to make it so that I'm like remembering every word, and like everything is so structured that it just like that I'll get tripped up, and I'm not actually like speaking, and I'm not like being natural, which I've had a lot of time to practice, with the podcast and different things like that, just like being able to just like talk about the things that I'm thinking. I think another part of it is I've always been like in school, I was just a bad student. I just wasn't a good student at like almost throughout the whole process from like first grade through graduating undergrad. Like I just never excelled, or not even excelled. I never was like even like average. I was always below average when it comes to academics. I don't read very well, so therefore I don't write very well, and that's a big part of the formal education system. So for a long time, I just thought it was my just general intelligence. I just thought like I was not smart, and I don't think that's the case now. I've done a lot of work on that to try to undo those thoughts and that like insecurity. And it's just something that has just been battling for a long time. I'm almost 40 and still kind of thinking these things. And I've done a lot of things that I proved to myself that it's not that way. But yeah, it took a lot of like targeted work to trust that I can think well, because I think that I can. I just can't read or write, and that's a bummer because that's a whole big part of the process, and I don't need to do it that much now, so it's great. I try to read, but it doesn't always go. It takes a long time. Comprehension's not always awesome. I don't know if I got something going on. Visually, I do want to kind of figure that out, but I don't know. Anyway, so we're going to go do this speaking piece. It's going to be really fun. It's something I'm really passionate about, so it should just be a good time for talking about Hyrox with people who care about Hyrox. When we cross this, so like this line that I'm going to draw here, this just represents like our like grade of fatigue. So in here, like it's very solid. Like there should not be, you're not really going to get more and more tired as it goes along. Once you cross your aerobic threshold is when your body is going to have to start to produce lactate to help fuel your movement. And the byproduct of lactate creates like acidosis in your blood, which can like up your respiration rate, can cause some muscular discomfort. It's just like a way to talk about fatigue. You're just gonna get more tired. So when you cross this threshold, your line starts to go up, right? And as it goes up, then we get to our anaerobic threshold. And once we hit here, once we cross this line, the fatigue spikes. So you'll cross and then it jumps up, right? And then you're into that zone 5. So there's a zone like right in here, which we can call our threshold, just like broadly. When you hear people referring to like threshold training, that's what they're talking about, right? It's like sitting in this spot, like as close as you can get before you start to pop in terms of your fatigue, and just being able to sit here. So on the rate of perceived exertion scale, this being 1, zone 5 being 10, it's about an 8. So when we are doing our Hyrox workouts, we should feel like an 8 out of 10, something that we could do, but it's uncomfortable. All right, seminars in the books. It was super fun. It's an awesome spot, great community. Really happy to be here and be able to connect a little bit more. Going to chill out for a minute, but we're going to get this workout in. We've got a quality session where we're going to go hard up front, and then we're going to spend a little bit more time in the tempo. So the workout, what I'm thinking is 2 rounds, 2 by 5 minute with like 400 meter run, 400 meter ski,
50 meter sled push, 200 meter run. Then do some sled pulls. So it's like 4 rounds of that. And then 30-minute E3 mom, E6 mom of 3 minutes max cal assault bike, 3 minutes max run. And then I'm going to finish with 75 wall balls. I hope if I don't die. Cool. Gonna hit half a scoop of this Flight. Had a little coffee morning, but I really like this beta alanine and caffeine pre-workout. Gets me ready to rock. The goal of this workout was to really rev things up early with a super fast run, a really fast ski, and then going as hard as I can on the sleds. It's a great way to replicate what it might feel like on race day, but also it's going to decrease the rate of perceived exertion come the race. So this also helps the neuromuscular skill of training the run after the sleds. Then I wanted to finish with something a little bit more steady. So I did max meters on the Echo bike and max run on the treadmill for about 24 minutes and finished with a big set of wall balls to try to simulate the fatigue of what it could feel like at the end of the race. That workout is in the books. First, if you're wondering why I'm in the car all the time or just vloggers in general, so when I'm in the gym, there is music playing 100% of the time, and 100% of that music has copyright on it that YouTube will grab, and then you can't post the stuff in there. I would much rather be in the gym talking to you there, or talking to this camera by itself, talking to nobody really. But I don't want this to be taken down or having to be edited and extracted. I am a below average editor of content, so I don't really know how to do that, so I'm not going to. So the workout, I cut the secondary part. So the first part was 400 meter hard, run hard. It was 5K pace, maybe sub 5K pace, 400 meter ski at probably 1K pace, pretty hard. Pushing the sled as hard as I could, 50 meters, and then 200 meter run. It was between 100 and 200 meters of run. So I did that, 2 rounds of that with 2.5 minutes rest in between. And then I did the same sequence with 50 meter sled pull with 2.5 minutes between. So those intervals were taking between 6 and 7 minutes. So it was 12 plus 14. It was 26 minutes of work of high end work, and then took 2.5 minutes and then did, I initially had it written as 30 minutes of 3-minute assault bike, Echo bike, 3-minute run at kind of anaerobic threshold, just kind of sitting in that zone 4-ish pace. As I was on there, it felt fine. I was feeling okay and I was in the zone and it was working, but I just didn't want to go all the way to the well. So I kind of swapped it into to 24 minutes instead of 30 minutes. And then I finished with 75 wall balls. And during it, I just didn't, the past 2 quality sessions, this past Tuesday and the Saturday before, I really did kind of take it there. I just really went for it and had a lot of volume at a pretty high intensity. And I'm just trying to balance not going overboard, not overtraining. And I felt like I had some juice. I felt like I had some gas in the tank. So I decided that was enough. And I still accumulated 24 minutes, almost 50 some minutes of work, definitely 50 some minutes of work, which is really solid, and felt good about it. And it was all pretty high end. My running was around 3:30, somewhere in between that per K. And I was ending up just under at 3 minutes, just under a kilometer for each run. And I was holding between 71 and 73 RPMs on the bike. So I'm pretty happy with that, with just being able to hold that type of intensity. I'm not really up on my kilometers to miles. So I'm going to do that real quick, literally while I'm talking to you, talking to the camera, talking to nobody. So, and then I did want to go right into those wall balls. I rarely in training will take it all the way. 3:30 for kilometers, just under 5:40, so 5:38 pace, which is solid, which I'm very, very happy with. If that can be race pace, I'm in a great spot. And sitting here at altitude, I must mention, you can take, whatever 8 to 10 seconds per mile off of that is generally how that works. So I'm going to say that was sub 5:30. So then going into the wall balls, I rarely go beyond 25 reps
these days, unless it is something just to kind of be race specific toward the end. So I'll try to sprinkle this in maybe once every other week. I used to just be like, I got to do 100 at the end of every single workout just to grit it out and just kind of go there all of the time. But coming off of that, having a little bit of juice left, I was able to get the 75 unbroken, and that's just a huge confidence builder. And I just felt amazing after it. It was hard. If I really needed to go to the well, I had the other 25 for sure. It was hard, definitely, and it was the highest heart rate I was at the entire time. But I was able to do it. And being able to execute and being able to hit it instead of just like suffering through 100 or 150 or whatever, just a crazy amount, is definitely more productive. And it makes me feel really confident afterward. I just felt awesome that I'm just executing at this level. And that was a real confidence builder. And it's just a matter, and it just like goes to show, like, not every workout needs to be all the way into like Hyrox feeling. So I left it like just under and was able to accumulate good effort at an intensity that is still serviceable and will be really solid across the board. Got some high-end sled work in. Felt okay. I would say it wasn't like the fastest I've felt on sleds, but and it was like pretty draining, but that's kind of the idea. I was just like on them, and I'm just gonna go because this is training, and there's no reason to not like go crazy, right? So I went crazy on the first half and then kind of settled in. 24 minutes of just like really good work, and was in zone 4 in like the first like 2 minutes of it, right? So overall, really solid day of training, and I won't be incredibly dead, and just feel confident, was able to execute all the way through. So things are good. Another good week in the books, feeling healthy, feeling confident now. Just knowing I can do those wall balls is just like, all right, cool. Especially after the last race where I was able to get unbroken at the end of my race in Dallas, which is the first time I've ever done that. And that was a big goal of mine. Now, was I going as hard as I could up until that point? Probably not. I probably left a little in the tank for those wall balls. But just like having that ace in the hole, and just like knowing that if push comes to shove, like I am capable of doing that. And mentally I was just like locked in, and wasn't suffering necessarily, but like was able to kind of sit in and like have it feel hard. Yeah. So another good day. We are about 3 weeks, just under 3 weeks out from the race. Yeah, 2 weeks and 6 days. It's pretty crazy. Really excited for it. I can't wait to be in Vegas. So we'll see you out there.
All right, I hope you enjoyed that. In this video, I did a lot of sled pushing that I didn't really show you. But if you're interested in learning more about the sled push, you can check out this video right here. This will help you understand some of the balances of the volume and the load, and just kind of the nuances of the actual form. So I appreciate you checking out the video, and I'll talk to you soon.